everybody. How are you today? Hey, Susan. Hey, Shelley. I've got John backstage, and I want to do a little housekeeping first. We have changed a little bit of the way we do things. So we've had a few instances where the mods or the chat have noticed that something's wrong, or someone needs help in the chat. And absolutely, that's what we're here for. I don't care what we're in the middle of. So we have decided, and I think you saw it on the intro, but I'll run this for a little while, but so it stops. It won't get on everybody's nerves. But if you do see something, hey Aria, if you do see something and you're concerned about someone's mental health, or you're concerned about a comment they've made, please type in all caps red light. That's all you have to say. And then the mods know to get our attention. If I see it, I will get everybody's attention. We're going to stop what we're doing immediately and pay attention to that. So please, if you see anything that concerns you, because this is mental health, things do trigger people, but please, y'all participating in this is amazing, because I know that y'all wait till the very end when we do interviews to get your questions answered. And I appreciate the patience with that. But I just find it, that it's better for me to be as mindful of our guests as we can be. But that's the main housekeeping topic, is the red lights. So, and if you can, you can handle them and bring them and do whatever you need to do, that's fine. If you need me, let me know. Whatever we're here for, John's back here. We will definitely stop what we're doing for that. That's very important. And I know that today I am excited, and I'm truly excited about my guest today, because I have met her on Miss Sunrise Dawn's page on her channel one night when we were having a really crappy night, and we all went up there to hang out. And lo and behold, hey Indigo, I was like instantly connected with her. I've never met her, never seen her before till that night, and I have just been obsessed. Okay, she's probably going to run away now. I have been obsessed with her because I absolutely love the work that she is doing, and the fact that the trauma and the things, how I'm going to let her tell you all about what she's overcome and what she's still overcoming. But she's still, in the midst of all of hers, is looking out for the victims, the children of Scientology. So, yes, Indigo, it is. So I will bring her to the stage. Hey, Journey.
Hi, sorry.
Hi, Indigo already said Journey.
Hi, Indigo.
But I really appreciate Susan, all y'all being here. Aria, thank you. Yeah, Indigo, hey, Sophia.
Hi, guys.
I'm just so excited to have her on. I have stalked her page. She's probably thinking I'm just like this really crazy person right now. But I had such a connection. Like, we've both been in emergency medicine. It's wild.
Yeah,
But
is.
it really is. And I was so, I don't know, it was just meant to be for me to meet you that night.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I agree. This community has brought out just different people to meet, and it's been so supportive and just real connections, and I love it.
And I've seen the work you have been working on. Tedious, to say the least.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of work. I know that you've been redoing the Xenu.net, correct?
Yeah, at least doing the interactive maps where you can drop all the pins.
Okay.
So that way you can actually see all the entities, whether they're orgs, they're just a regular, ideal orgs or celebrity center type thing, because they say they have 11,000 churches. I've found 11,000 churches.
Yeah. Hey, Kathy Ann. Yeah, all our new banners and everything, Kathy Ann. She's the miracle worker here. But,
Awesome.
um, yeah. So, and then you got me. Hey, Rachel, thank you. Um, you got me, and oh yeah, hammer time, Rachel. We hammer time. Um, you got me when you started talking about what your current project is on, and I mean, I know I call it a project, but I know it's passion. But
Yeah,
if you want to tell anybody, it's up to you.
sure. So in Africa, so like everybody was talking about that the volunteer ministries only give out water and take pictures. What the storyline that they were giving is that they have all these orphans and Uganda and now Liberia. So the past 2 years it was only Uganda. Last year they added,
Oh,
yeah. And so thankfully around the same time, because I started back in January
hmm,
taking all these snapshots of them, but I didn't want to go public with it. I would question people in their own chats, like, "Hey, have you seen this?" And no one said no, or like, no one knew. And so I went live around the same time Perth, um,
hmm.
a Scientology audit uh, went and did started talking about it, and we connected the last 2 weeks and have gone to the FBI with all our information, and so it's an open investigation now. So
Oh, wow. So
yeah,
guess what? Every voice matters.
yep. So it's a fake thing. It's actually a private school, and they're selling the pictures of these children, the images of these children, calling them orphans, even though they actually have families, and
What?
mhm, and trying to and raising money. And just a couple of days ago, I finally found the EIN number, and it's located in an address in Austin, Texas, a commercial building that's not there. It's supposed to have a suite number. It doesn't even have a suite number. Um,
Is it on Guadalupe?
nope.
Oh, okay. I say, give me that one. I got that address memorized.
Yeah. No, it's literally a commercial building with all these other businesses, and I cannot find what it's under. She says they make under 25,000, so to keep the charity. It doesn't say a 501c3 status on it, but I gave all that
Hmm.
information to the FBI agent. So I was interviewed yesterday. So yeah,
So
no,
that I'm sorry, I've got a
that's
my light problem. So I, I'm floored right now, first of all, that I rarely am I at a loss for words, but this is really,
yeah.
but I have a 501c3. I mean,
Mhm.
I've been on the board of directors. That's what my company is 501c3. And I know for a fact that I've seen some shady 990s. Gretchen and I, we were telling Serge about that, that we went in a deep dive that night, and that's just like a tangled web.
It is. And the FBI agent says scammers are really good. Are
Yeah,
really
that's gonna take
good.
somebody knowing this cult to
Yes.
sit down, or have someone in there that knows this cult to sit down and try to disseminate this information.
Right. And it's not just this lady and the international Margie Purse or Pierce.
Mhm.
She's the head of the volunteer ministry department, whatever you want to call it, section of um, Scientology. But the this one lady has is in charge of a lot of like a group, and then there's a family, it seems like, that have um, scammed people before. So of course the scammers find each other and
Absolutely.
have made this huge deal saying, hey, all these children have no parents, and it's like we're trying to make sustainable villages. They already have a farm there. So they're not replanting. So it's, and they're taking a percentage and bringing it back to Scientology. Not only making money themselves because the African families actually bought a car, everything. So Perth found a person that worked for a month and a half with them and said it's a scam. And so he did a deposition in Africa. So, and he's from Africa. So he's like, no, that
Right.
is
I'm
wrong.
from Africa, so I'm like, no.
Yeah. So we all have the information to keep adding to the case. It's just we won't get any updates on the progress. It's just the more information we can give, the better it is. So that way it all connects in the database. So
I'm
even whatever I have, whatever Perth has, whatever the guy in Africa has. So
What is really neat about this is I think y'all are probably the first ones that have gotten this far, right?
that I know of.
That I know of too, I mean, I know that everyone's given their statement, but everybody's just been brushed to the side. This is actually something that's taking place now, and I sure wish Serge was here to hear this, and
Yeah,
I will send it to him.
it's one of those things where we're keeping vigilant on any of the flashback from Scientology, any fair
Yeah,
gaming.
yeah.
Um, I thought I would be, because we were um, in real time saying what we had, and then we started pulling back because we're like, these are not nice people. So hold on, let's not show all our cards. Wait,
Right.
so that's why it was very frustrating for us, because it's like we want to alert everyone, but it was one of those things where it's like, at least we have each other, and we have this guy in Africa that firsthand knows these people. And so it's just we're keeping vigilant on whatever's happening. My husband jokes, she's like, now the FBI is looking at us. But I'm like,
No,
what do
this
we
is the
have?
fathers that I've seen. I mean, literally, this is the progress,
Yeah. So
and
it's,
your due diligence has definitely paid off.
yeah. And it just was, I told my story on Perth's last night. It's funny because it's like we're a day and 9 hours apart
Yes,
from each
you're in
other.
the future. Yeah,
But she said Saturday.
Sophia,
I
she's
thought it
in.
was my Saturday. It's actually her Saturday. So we just went live and told my FBI story, and then we, said we're, um, yeah, just to keep whatever is really going on. We're not going to really talk exactly what
No,
the FBI agent said to me. Certain
no,
things,
absolutely
then
not.
yeah, but it is it's open now, so it's
Wow. I'm so proud of y'all.
yeah, I am
Truly.
too, because I was like, ooh, I don't even get a notice whether or not it concluded or dismissed. And I was like, ooh, but I was like, even if this takes 10 years, I want to be there in court to see this lady. Like, come
Yes.
on. I want to,
And they're gonna try to but y'all trace that back to a Texas address, which means it can be prosecuted in the United States.
yep. So even though I went to a field office, it's going to go to the appropriate one,
Mhm.
wherever that is, because even he didn't know, because it's international. Um,
Right.
hmm And so
This is where, yeah, you get all the three-letter agencies, but the more streamlined you make it, the easier it would be.
right.
And you have done such a great job with that.
Yeah. And all these Scientologists that I look up have so many aliases because of the credit cards. And
Yes.
it's, and this lady that started this, whatever, charity,
Mhm.
um, I mean, her, she uses different names. Her last names, like her married name, her maiden name, and then She changes the spelling sometimes of her first. And so when I was telling the guy, he's like, "What? Why would you? Why?" And I didn't want to
That's what
bring
they
up Scientology in the beginning because I didn't want it to be like a crusade, like him get a weak
right. So
eye.
it's yeah.
Yeah, and so at the end, I said it because I was like, because he said he was gonna check a certain site out, and I was like, okay, yeah, go to the info, and then read what she writes in a paragraph, and you get her mental state. And I, I said specifically, and he's like what it said, and he literally his eyes got big and his jaw dropped. I was like, mm-hmm.
I'm actually trying to pull up one of those things. Not with yours. Um,
That's
I
okay.
have it in my email, but I was just trying to pull it up. I'm going to look at stuff. This is where Gretchen and I kind of got into the depths of things here. Stuff. What years? That's 2019. Let's see. Well, let's just see. 2019, we didn't have a pandemic response, correct?
No.
Okay. Just making sure. I'm going to see what this says on here.
February, we found out about it in 2020 and everything shut down.
Right. March 12th,
Yep.
lockdown.
Mine was, literally March 13th was the last day of school.
Well, we actually, at
Or
my
the-
place, we locked down the day before we saw it coming.
Yep.
So,
So I
I want
remember
to show
that
you
too.
stuff
I was
too.
like March 13th.
Yes. Wow, what a day, huh?
Yep. It
This
was a
is not,
Friday.
this is one of the ones, this is flag. I'm going to screen share this with you.
Okay.
And I know that we're here to talk about mental health, guys, but this is something that Journey's been working on for a while. And so I want to just let her take a look at this and tell me if she saw the same thing that Gretchen and I saw. And I file our 990s every year. So, I mean, I do the work. I know what's, expected of this. And this is a little more than I was expecting. Let's see.
Sorry.
I'm not sure if it's window. I don't remember Chrome tab
I'm
or
not
window.
even sharing all that I have. I just
No, you don't
top
have to do
surface.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I make it big, I think. So, yeah. Okay, so maybe I can make it bigger. Let's go back down here. So this was for 2019. And hang on. There's got to be a place for me here to make this bigger for blind people like me. Oh, can you read that okay?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, my new computer keeps wanting me to add oh, there we go, Zoom. Keeps wanting me to add all kind of stuff. So
There's no way these numbers do not make sense.
okay, that was my see, there's no way. That's exactly my point. Thank you for noticing that. And I'm still even trying to work on this.
Because you can't even afford lights.
Nope, you can't. No, you can't. And I noticed the first thing that I noticed. Okay, so look, let's scroll on. Okay, so what we're looking at here, y'all, this is a 990 form that all 501c3s are required to file on a yearly basis. It's just your income, which you're not taxed on it, but it's your income, what your expenses are, your assets, things like that, your payroll, because you do still have to pay payroll taxes. Okay, so this was before the pandemic, this is for 2019. Right. So, and they have the 501c3 checked here, and this is many of the numbers that the EIN numbers. I couldn't believe it. It was this is what I do, but I couldn't. We were asked people in the chat, anybody interested, we'll give you everything we've got, because I don't even have the time to untangle this web. It's a mess.
Mm-hmm. So
they're 501c3. So their book value of all their assets at the end of the year, $298,856,945. Does everybody hear what I said? This is in for flag only. just for flag. At the end of 2019, their assets. Hey T, how are you? T, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome.
Hey.
T, if you want to come on, let me know and I'll put a link down. But because Journey's been doing this, that's why I wanted to get her opinion on this. And then we will get back to Journey. I promise you, I've been so excited for her to come on. But so let's go down here. Oh, wait, Power, what did you say? All orgs purchase the courses from Bridge and resell them to members. So technically the numbers could be real. See, this is what I don't understand though. Okay, so yeah, I understand the assets. 298 billion, 856 million, $945. But that was, that's buildings and things like that. Okay. And it's not a part of a group. This is its own EIN, stands alone. But here's what I find funny. So their gross receipts were $183,051. Their cost of goods sold, $56,429. Hey, Barbara, that's okay. Thank you. Okay, wait, no. Did I say it wrong? I can't see. Million, thousand, yeah, I did. 298 million. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry, y'all. I need glasses. I can't find the Zoom. Gross profit, 126,622. So what do you see wrong with this right off the bat here? Oh, what salaries and wages was even better. 26,699 for the whole year.
No one's getting paid.
No one's getting paid, right?
True.
I mean, seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Gretchen and I were like, okay, wait a minute. Repairs and maintenance, $5,865. That's how much it costs for one of those door handles.
Well, see, and Flag alone, like they have different pricing for services. So then LA, they kind of compete with each other with the, certain ones are higher than what you would do in LA. Because you can either do it. But that's not even the services to do Upper Bridge are the 183,000. That's not even a cost of one.
I know. That's what the first thing I said.
Yeah.
I saw the payroll and I said, whoa, Gretchen, we've got a deep dive here. So, and then, and like I said, this is definitely not pandemic time. This is pre-pandemic.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. Less depreciation claimed on Schedule A, $10,405. Other deductions, I'm going to scroll down to see that one. $98,065. I wonder where that would be. So they're showing a loss of $17,932. Okay. So payments at 2018 overpayment credit to 2019, 10,000. I don't see the Church of Scientology overpaying anything to the IRS, but that's just me.
No.
We have to assume, or my opinion. There we go.
Well, my opinion, they're pocketing.
There you go. It's my opinion. Yeah,
a lot more is going to the gold base.
Yes,
for the gold.
This is just. I mean, this is just one. I mean, it's unbelievable to me.
Well, this is what's so funny is that these tax forms say this, but they're buying buildings, real estate.
Right. Let's see. Here's the cost of goods sold. Purchases, 56,000. Okay, but you're supposed to put on here what it is. So let's look. Can we find it? I'm not seeing anything yet.
And flunked.
Maybe on here.
Used.
Limited use of facilities that may not be substantially related to the taxpayer's tax-exempt purposes. Okay. Here's another footnote. Since when did 990 start getting footnotes? Anyway, Church of Scientology Flag Service Organization hereby elects, pursuant to Section B, 172B3 of the Internal Revenue Code, to relinquish the entire carryback period with respect to the net operating loss incurred for the tax period ended 2019. We will have such loss available for carry forward only. So they're electing to do the safe harbor. That's what they're doing. They're doing the safe harbor. Okay. Now here's the list of their expenses. Power, tea. Y'all are all more than welcome to. Hey, Amy. We're gonna get to mental health in just a minute. This is just something that I wanted to get a Journey's opinion about because she's been working on this for a while. Accounting fees, advertising, $274. Wow. Cleaning and laundry.
Advertising.
They already did that.
274. They have their own TV network.
So what's flag? What's under the IS? What's under? I mean, there's so many corporations that we couldn't untangle this. This was just a freaking nightmare. But I'm just looking at all their expenses. Okay. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt right here. But cleaning and laundry, I don't. Do you know why? Because that's done by the Sea Org.
They pay for their own laundry.
That's right. Events expense, $14,276 was that event. I sure hope it was something to do with your 50. Rico is, yes, Rico would not be the word here. I told y'all when Gretchen and I were talking about this the other night, the math don't math. Let's see. But I hope that event sure is a part of their mission statement and their articles of incorporation. Has something to do with what they're tax exempt for. Hire of equipment, membership dues. Well, there's not a church that I've ever been a member of that required membership dues.
Yep. They have a yearly, or you could sign up for different different type of membership.
I'm just $6,600. Okay. All right.
So you know how there's the list of different patrons and you have to
dine,
patron, whatever. Where's that?
Oh yeah, and then it's supposed to be on here. If it's over so much, that. But see, I didn't even see any donations on here though, did I?
No.
I have to go back and look. I don't think so.
No. Because everything's considered a donation.
I think that goes to the AIS one, honestly, or IAS. I'm sorry, the IAS. Yeah. Let's see. Property insurance. Dang, I wish my property was that cheap. My insurance for all the property they have.
Florida? In Florida.
Make it make sense.
There's no way. See, I don't even think anybody's looking at this.
Staff welfare.
That's a joke, right? Because they have to pay for everything, even their own health and oral. I think taxpayers pay that because they find a way to get into Medicaid, even though they're a healthy 20-something-year-old, 30-something-year-old.
Supplies for use of facilities. I would love to know what that meant. That was their biggest expense.
That's the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe all the freaking envelopes.
Something's going on here because this does not add up. Okay.
No.
And then
you would think,
which everybody knows that
would go to advertising.
Oh, okay, T. But okay, so utilities expense, $6,400. Okay, I'll buy that one. Workers' compensation insurance.
Love you, T.
3,000. How do you have workers' compensation insurance that costs $3,100 when you only claiming $23,000 in total payroll? Make that make sense.
That a lot of
I
people
just I
are not
don't get it.
being paid.
I'm hoping somebody's really, really good at these. So let's see. Wait, what schedule are we going? Oh, the declaration the depreciation of amortization. So the maximum amount, 1,020,000. 2,500,000. There is nothing depreciated about any buildings at Flag.
Nope. I'm
Um,
wondering if an accountant or tax, um, someone licensed and everything, you can inquire with all, just one last taxes and see what he thinks. And if he thinks there's some strange fraudulent, especially with all the prices that, like,
yeah.
does it match?
Oh wait, here we go. Oh, that's their amortization. That's their depreciation.
And if it doesn't match, and he has that approval because he has a license, can you
Mm-hmm.
bring it to authorities? Because you
Yeah,
looked at, even
that's a good
though,
question.
because it's public record. It's not like you needed to be a public official or someone from the IRS or tax or whatever it is, right? To evaluate these.
Yeah, I'm trying to look upside down here because
I
I'm
can't.
scared to touch
I
anything. I know I'm
it.
scared to touch anything because I don't want to mess it up, but I can't find anything. I needed
Oh,
this.
there's that little arrow right by the font size.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you want to do that.
Tell me which one.
Okay, see the font size in the middle? 11 of 12? Or no, it's not even font size, sorry. It's the page 11 of
Oh,
12 in the middle. See that little
okay.
arrow at the top of the page?
Oh, 11 and 12. Okay, so yeah, it's not showing for me.
Okay.
It's showing over there for you, but it's not. Unless I can't make it work over here.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's not. All I have is a X and an up and down. So that's not there for me. I don't know what. I think probably because I shared it. But I was just trying to read some of this. Machinery and equipment, fitness, building, computer, events. Okay. So I'm not trying to bore anybody. This is just amazing to me. Then you got the sandcastle, and then okay, and that's the end. So where's the donations?
Oh, the
So we're
same
gonna
time
go back.
making a ton of money.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go to the top.
Because you have to eat there and you have to sleep there.
Unrelated business activity code. I need to look that up later. Um, so they're gross receipts. One, okay. Their 990 doesn't have. Yeah, this is totally weird to me. Because I know that on like when I file our 990s, I have to go back 5 years and carry all 5 years forward on one of the schedules, which I know that they may be different, but it's still a 990s. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, so I just wanted to get your thoughts on this, and you said it as soon as I put it up, though, honestly.
No. And that's the thing when I first was screenshotting every single time this person posted, it just the numbers, the
Okay.
exchange rate for Africa, no one's paying $10 for a blanket in Africa.
Right. Trust me, my mom would have loved to have that when I was in Africa. You see this right here? So what we were talking about getting when you can walk in and during business hours, you do not have to announce you're coming either. All nonprofits are required to show you every one, every bit of their book, their corporate book, which consists of tax returns, meetings, um, anything voted for, any changes, anything that has to do with the corporation. You are allowed to look at their books. You are allowed to look at their tax forms. You are allowed to look, and usually on the tax forms here, this is just it has let's see, exempt organizations. Yep. It has, but they did the T, so that might be the difference why it doesn't have the big donors on there. Usually, if they've donated over 100,000, you have to show them each individually on, but it's probably because it's the 990T. Okay, I'm through with my rant. I just wanted Journey's opinion on that. I wanted to let her know what we had found, and so now we're going to get back to Journey's story. Okay, so she has made definite some progress. I'm so proud of y'all going to the FBI.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm glad I was able to, because someone was willing to listen to me, because I know a lot of it can be hearsay. Like, how do I know it's
Yeah.
really? Because even though someone says it, doesn't mean it's like, what evidence do I really have? So we definitely, what got me in the door, because I wasn't even allowed in the door. It was the window, and I had to go through the security guard of what the federal crime is. And everything that I first started off from the beginning, he said, that sounds like civil. Like, he was so stone cold. And I'm just like, okay. And then I'm looking at my phone and all the like details, because everything, and it was just like, what's the federal crime? And I'm like, and I finally just looked at him and I said, I don't know. Let me look. Because I was like, I'm about to lose on this idiot. He's a security. I can't even go through the door until I have a federal crime.
How about child trafficking, human trafficking, RICO? Let's see. You name it. I'll name it for you.
Right. But it was just one of those I had to have evidence of. And as
Yeah.
soon as I said, if you reverse Google the pictures, it will take you to a total different corporation, government picture, different magazine, in a total different time. And he's like, give me your ID.
Oh, wow. So you just needed to state your
Yeah.
intention for
I
that.
just needed to state the actual fact instead of what this person said and what this person like. But I'm in the United States, so I would like to make this, come down
Yeah.
and actually file, and then you could talk to the people that actually. Nope, I had to have actual evidence, not what someone said, what someone did on face. Like, anyone could just make up a story. Like, that's what he kept
Well,
telling me. He's like, people complain about their employee all the time.
yeah.
And I'm just like, can I just fill out the damn paper? But
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to be interviewed.
No, that's what I'm saying. You got farther than that's like a lot of progress made.
Yeah. So
So, yeah, I'm very proud of you.
thank you.
Very proud of you. And you've been relentless with this. So,
Oh, yes. No, and I'm still on it just because if any changes or certain things are happening, whether or not my neighborhood, I told my neighbors in March that I was protesting, and I've been here for 20 years. So um, all my neighbors know me. So I'm just like,
right?
in case you see something suspicious, because normally they would see something suspicious and be like, oh no. But I was like, just in case, it's a higher alert. This might
Yeah.
happen.
Yes, then watch out. Yeah, I'm glad you're in a safe place, and
Thank you.
I think they probably have too much going on right
I
now.
think they do. I think they have way too many
There's
streamers.
not enough of them. There's
No.
a whole lot of us.
Yes, exactly. So
So,
yeah,
well, I know that some people in my chat here already know you, but I was going to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself.
sure.
Oh, go
Um,
right ahead.
so I live in Northern California. I'm in my 40s now, but my growing up life was extremely hard, and I was born in Texas to parents that already had their own issues. My dad's an addict. I know for sure he was, and probably still, I don't know, an alcoholic. To other family members, there was more. So, but I'm the youngest of his four, out of his four children, and the youngest out of two of my mom. And I was born in 1982. So, I, I was about 5 when my mom left my dad, took us to the Sierra Mountains where my her her dad and new um, stepmom lived. And I mean, it's way past Donner. If anyone knows the Donner. So it's, and it was in winter time.
Oh.
Yeah. And trying to make that life work. We stayed there for 6 months, just in the middle of nowhere. I mean, nowhere. Um, if we heard cars, we were too close to the highway. That's how like desolate this place was. And I finished kindergarten up there. So half of kindergarten, sorry, half of kindergarten in Texas and half. And I had a speech problem, so I had ear infections. The level of care, my dad was supposed to watch
Mhm.
when, because he couldn't keep a job apparently. So my mom had to make the money. I I was left in the bathtub all day. My mom put me in the morning, told my dad, and then I was still there when she got home from work. Um, I had a ton of ear infections, so I could not say my R's, my S's, or TH. So no one really understood what I was saying. And my dad got really frustrated and cut my hand open with a knife at age 3.
Hmm.
I remember so specifically. My mom denied it, said he only threatened me, but the scar on my hand
Sick?
was it when I was little. It took the whole hand and he cut through muscle, so I can't do that. So I'm like, no. So my
Mm-mm.
mom just made it smaller than what it was.
Right.
So the level of care from both parents were like, whatever. And I
Yeah.
just had to keep going. And because I was so small. Then my mom moved out on her own from her dad. And to let you know how my grandfather was, he was a Marine,
Mhm.
or not a Marine, hold on, Navy officer, Navy. In the boiler room, Boiler 2, in World War II, and in the Korean War on battleships. He did not like children. He couldn't stand them. So I didn't have this happy, loving life. And when we moved out, finally on our own, we were only, I think it was just the summer, not even a full summer,
Yeah.
because I was 5, and um, the neighbor essayed me. Supposed to watch my brother and I at night while my mom worked, and so up and leave again, and no, it's Sarah's fault. We're moving. My real name's Sarah, and so I had this whole weight of the world on me that it's my fault that my mom is not making it on her own, and so we had to find an emergency type situation of where we're living, and we moved. So that was, how many moves so far? 1, 2, 3, and I'm only 5. Granted, I don't know how many times we moved before Texas, because my dad couldn't keep a job. And then uh, at age 5, I became suicidal. It was better for me to be dead than, because I wasn't making anyone happy. I was the problem. Um, and then, so we moved, and at age 7, and I thought this was a dream for the longest time. I didn't think it was real, because my dad came out to California trying to make it work with my mom. So I remember him pushing me on the swings, but it was like a he was watched, the supervised visits, and it was not long until he was already gone. So I really
Yeah.
just was a whatever, and I'm in speech now, and then they learned I had a learning disability. So I'm
Okay.
creating all these issues for my brother and for my mom, and
Yeah.
so I was known as the stupid kid. I had to take special ed classes because I couldn't take English. Um, I don't speak English. And then, so my brother started getting violent with me, taking it out
And
on.
Johnny, none of this was your fault.
I know that now, but it's so hard to look back. And, you know, because
It,
especially
it,
when you hear people like karma, or people have like, you pulled it in. I was an innocent little girl that just wanted people happy. I
yes.
skipped everywhere, and that's why, still to this day, if my mom was still alive, my mom and brother always thought my head was in the clouds. Like, I didn't really know what was really going on. They didn't know I was suicidal. And the only
Wow.
thing that made me stop cutting myself or hurting myself or taking myself out, because I can't do anything right, so I'll do it wrong, and then I'll end up in a hospital with another bill. So I'm just like, why do I exist? Why am I here making people miserable? And my brother, well, here's the thing, my mom puts me in ballet and my brother in karate, and he uses the karate moves on me. We have a
Uh,
leather belt hanging in our kitchen to remind us. And she had this, like, I don't know, if you did anything small, it was like 3. It got harder. Then 10, if you just respect, I mean, if you had your own opinion, if you had your own voice, it was immediately like you backtalked and get the belt. And
yeah.
so I
I
learned to
understand.
say it. And then I learned also, I don't know why I didn't learn this, but every time I tell my mom or call my mom, hey, Jacob beat me up again, she would come home, get the belt, beat him, and then he would beat me again for telling.
Endless cycle.
In the sun. So it's like almost every single day.
Get
And here
get
the whole time she
get off
thought
that.
taking care of me. And I was like, how is someone taking care of you but beating you up at the same time?
Yeah.
That's not how it goes. So I was walking the streets of Napa at age 8,
Mm.
um, taking myself to school 3 miles away, all by myself, because my brother would ditch me. So she thought he was there to protect me, and he's only 13 months older than me. But here, you guys live your own life, I live mine. But don't you dare have a voice, and don't you dare tell the neighbors or whatever, because she started putting us through therapy. Because at age 9, I got a boombox for my birthday from my dad. My dad has never given me a birthday present. And this boombox, you can separate the
Yeah.
speakers.
Hmm.
You had a cassette tape.
And
It
we
was
were cool with
like,
that.
I know. And I would tape record songs and make my own
Yes.
So I would buy like old, like I didn't never re-recorded over Beach Boys because I love them. But I would buy inexpensive, I would go down to the little store. I mean, it was like $1, like a really old cassette. And that's all. I was like, ooh, I'm going to make my own. And so I danced in my room. I just had this whole like, be happy. But when I was around other people, it was like, better shut up, better get in line, get straight. Don't say anything. Why are you crying? Because it's like, I'm existing and I
It's the
don't want
fear instilled in any high
to.
controlled relationship or group.
Yeah.
Fear and control.
So at 9, when I got the package and he called, I was like, when am I going to see you? When am I going to see you? He didn't like that. And I blocked this until I was 35, exactly what the conversation was, because it came in a dream in that exact moment. But I was terrified. And I started wetting the bed at age 9. And I just knew if I said anything, people were going to die. That's at 35, I remember. And this is why I always have to have something over my neck. He said that
It's okay.
I would not know when he'll see me next because he'll pop out of a bush, he'll come around the corner, he'll make a surprise visit, cut my throat, so I will shut up.
I'm not here to diagnose anyone, but from your story that I've already heard you tell, and from what you and I are talking about right now, um, you're right about something. He's threatening you. If he was going to do it, he would have already done it. He's just when you stop letting him have that control and that fear in your life and that fuel that they need, you stand up to the person or persons. You let them know, I'm not going to be bullied anymore by you. Whatever you're going to do couldn't be as worse as what I imagine you doing. So it's over. You won't treat me this way anymore. Here are my boundaries. You will not cross them. And that is easier said than done, but it's a starting place to keep you safe.
Yeah. At age 16, I got the last word, and I had enough of his abuse. So the next time I heard from him was after my mom passed, and what he said, I wasn't.
Oh, I couldn't believe it.
I wasn't even going to respond.
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
That shows right there.
He's devastated. He's shocked and devastated to hear of my mom's passing. That's it. The last time I talked to him was when I was 16. Heard he was in California, and it was like, what? And he had a heart attack. He was in Southern California, and here's his number. He wants my brother to call him. My brother doesn't want anything to do with it because he remembers the beatings and all the abuse. And here I am, La La Land, just wanting to live, just wanting to be happy, people. Why are we so sad? Why are we so angry? And age 16, I called him. He's in the hospital, and he's like, "Oh, I wanted to talk to your brother." I was like, "Oh, well, he's busy right," because I'm caring about his feelings. I'm like, "He's busy right now, but I would love to talk to you. How are you? Where have you been?" Because I hadn't talked to him since I was 9.
Yeah.
Since that threat, and it went over my head because I blocked it out, but I still sleep to protect myself. Don't know why. And then all of a sudden he was just like, you know what? I don't care about my daughters because I have 2 older, 13 to 14 years older than me. I don't care about any of my daughters. I only care about from my only son. I do not want to talk to you. Put Jacob on the phone. I was like, oh, well, then you're fucked. Like,
Wow.
I was like, you're fucked. Because
Yeah.
he does not want to talk to you. Click.
There's just some
Her
boundaries.
mom, I said it, and you could not say a bad word or anything. As soon as she said that, her jaw dropped, and I just walked off with power.
That's it. You took your
It's like,
power back.
you don't get a say. Because that's the day I was done trying to be daddy's little girl. You don't care about me? Okay, because you made it clear. I'm not going to pine for you. Because I'm going to give you exactly what you want. And I'm not being passive aggressive. I'm straight. This is how I am. I'm straight. I'm like, you asked for this. And then I will tell it. And people are like, whoa, you're. No, they didn't want me in this area, like in this chair or table or whatever. I'm moving my stuff and moving. And they're like, you're passive aggressive. And I was like, no. Communication, guys. I reiterated what you said. And I'm moving on.
That's it. That's boundaries, and you're doing great. Stick to
Yeah.
them.
But I was only 16 years old, and I was not supposed to talk to an adult that way. Nothing. And I
Oh,
didn't get in
yeah.
trouble. I was ready for my mom to come in and be like, get your ass over,
I
and
wouldn't have any teeth left, honestly.
I know, but I was ready for it. But I was like, I don't care. He needed to be told.
Yes, he did.
Because he straight up just said, I don't care about you or your sister. I don't care about him. I'm like, well, he ain't coming over. Now I'm going to tell you how he feels about you. So, and we never heard from him again until
Wow.
that Facebook message after my
Yeah.
mom. I was like, good for you. I'm glad you have
No,
feelings still.
you really grown a lot of strength and insight from this horrible tragedy, though, and you're still out there trying to save and do good, and that's so a fine line to walk there,
Yeah,
that
it is.
balance.
It is because it's like I have my anger's towards more justice because I won't ever see really the justice that had been repeatedly done to me. Because at age 18 was the last time, I want to say the last time my brother put his hands on me. So he dropped out of high school in 1999. He was supposed to graduate. I graduated in 2000. He stayed the whole year not working, not doing anything. My mom was sick and tired of it. So she took away the cable box and the phone, but realized
Mhm.
I had a phone in my room. So the phone rang, and I was like, oh, he heard. So he comes banging on my door, and I wouldn't give it to him. And so he did this karate move on me to where he grabbed both my hands, put it in everything, and then tilted me sideways. He's 6 foot, put me over, and then just dropped me. And
Mm.
I'm crying on the floor, just like bawling. He gets on the phone. He's like, hey, yeah, that's my sister. I just took care of her.
Mm.
He doesn't care about me. So I ran out, ran to the neighbors. I called my mom. I don't know why I kept calling my mom for help. There was no help. Since she was tired of him and gave him already, had to give him a 30-day notice.
Yeah.
The cop said, no, you can't just kick him out because he paid for groceries. Where did he pay for groceries? My mom didn't ask the important questions.
Just have to prove they're in there one night.
Right. And so all of a sudden, we're waiting. We've been waiting, but this was her chance. She's like, press charges.
Yeah.
And I did put him in jail. And I ended up getting a 3-year restraining order against him. My mom immediately started calling him. Thanksgiving came around. She's like, I just want us to be a happy family. It was so weird being out on my own because I moved out on my own at 19. I was like done with this family. Like it is trippy. Like nothing makes sense. Where it's like violence upon violence, yelling at each other. I cannot get in a car and people start yelling. I either want to crash the car or get out of the moving car. I can't do it. It's triggering because that's the time my mom would just
Sorry.
yell at us for everything. So
Yeah.
she kept wanting me to break my restraining order. And it's like, I realized she only used me. She only used me to get my brother out of the house. But
Yeah.
now my brother hates me because I ruined his life. But he doesn't see that he put his hands on me is wrong. And so,
Johnny, it's none of this is your fault. And I know that when I talk to you, I've got to do something on my phone, Journey.
no, that's
Blake Reed, can you mod? We had several that had to. It was hitting really close to home, and they couldn't stay in. Blake, can you mod? I'm fixing to put you mod.
I'm so sorry, guys. I do not
No,
mean
this is what
for
this
you.
channel is about. And we ask everybody if it's too close to home, because we are okay. So, Journey, this is a zero tolerance channel. They don't get timed out here. Somebody shows their ass in there, they're gone. But our mods are very special, and they are very special to everyone. They love everyone here. Some things are just coming out with our mods also, and myself. I was on stage interviewing somebody, John, and I had to get Marilyn out of the middle of the chat to come. I couldn't finish it because these are hard subjects, but these are subjects that have to be talked about.
Yeah.
This is a hard channel. When I started this channel, I thought about it and talked to Gretchen, and she agreed. I knew this was going to be difficult. I'm an empath. Y'all don't think that I'm not picking. Look, I'm picking up on every emotion that Journey has right now. I know the pain she's going through. I can feel it. It's a visceral reaction. But I have had a connection to her for a reason. And I really have. And I'm just going to make him a mod, and then Blake will swing a wrench like nobody's business. So he's a mod, and the other ones, I don't know why he's not here anyway. I just got to find his name down here. He's a mod, and the other ones, I don't know why. Oh, shh. I just got to find his name down here. He's a mod, and the other ones, I don't know why. Oh, shh. It'd be nice if I muted it from. Okay, so I'm not double hearing myself. I know, Susan, it is. Blake, see, I don't know why you're not coming up. Let me get out of here. I did mod you. Yeah, you're a mod. It gives it a second. Take it a second, though. You should be coming up as a mod any second. It takes it a second to upload. So while we're waiting on that, I'm going to give you a chance to breathe, Journey. I'm going to tell you, this is from Susan. You're right.
The thing about Susan is that while you were in my chat, Susan was in my chat when I was telling my story.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see the last comment, and somehow I left it up as I ended the stream, but you could still see the chat. I left, and I was like, wow, that was actually harder than I thought. And then I come back to leave to go pick up my daughter from school, and I see the last comment from Susan, and she says, I love you. I started
See,
falling.
we're I always say chosen family. Chosen family. Indigo. I mean, there you go. These are people that have been there with you. I've been there with you, and yes, it's hitting very hard. But it's necessary because you're never gonna get through it just by holding it in. And look, here's Blake.
Thank you, Blake. Thank you.
Blake is my sweetheart. Yeah, this is a very hard subject, but we can do hard things.
Yes.
Hang on. Blake. A kind nurse once told me after giving myself a head injury with after a bike accident, and I was just hating myself for feeling so stupid, she calmed down and said, "Allow yourself to just exist, son. Blake, you're so wise on everything. That's why you and I are such good friends, and I love you. He's so wise. Just exist. This is your space. We're here holding space for you,
Thank you.
and everybody's supporting you. And you need to remember what we say here. We don't just say stuff to say it. We mean what we say. And this was not your fault. So if you can find any way to let that go, I think I talked to you in your channel. I don't know about writing it and burning it. Just write a letter to each person, not here or here, on this earth. Write out everything you want to say to them. Seal it up in an envelope and then burn it. Because I find that burning is releasing it. It's left me. It's went to the paper. It's all energy. It goes to the paper, still in that paper. So if that person on the other end was going to receive that, you still were releasing it. And if you're not able to get it to them, you still go outside and burn it, release it into it, just release it out of you. There's a whole lot more space outside than there is inside.
Yes.
So if you can just get that out of you. Here, Indigo. She wants you to read this journey.
Oh, my journey, read this, dear little journey. I love you. It's not your fault. You are worthy of love. Now take your arms and hug you.
There you go. You see, it's not your fault. Thank you, Anne, for coming. Here, Blake.
Thank you, Blake.
Blake is just, he's full of wisdom.
Yes, he is.
Now, when you get ready, you can start wherever you want. I just wanted to take a minute, and I've got Maud here because we don't take all these idiots all over. This is a very safe channel. There's no timing. They're wrenched. They're gone for good.
Okay.
So you have nothing to worry about in here.
Okay. Thank you. I'm married young. I'm married at 22. My mom was the only family member of mine. Everybody else was on my husband's side. Even my brother was invited because of my mom. He didn't show up.
Look, T.
Oh, T, I'm so sorry for making you cry.
She thinks you're amazing, and so do I.
Thank you. I had my daughter when I told my mom I was pregnant. I didn't say this part. I called her, and she's like, "What? How?" Like, first she was like, it took her 2 calls. One.
How? Well,
But like the first time she was just silent. I'm like, Mom, I'm pregnant. Like, you're gonna be a grandma. I'm so happy. Da da da. She's like, huh? And I was like, what do you think? She's like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh. Because my mom only talked about animals with me, projects, and maybe health. Like, there was nothing, no connection whatsoever with her. And so, I only talked to her twice a year. And this call was like silence, like, be happy for me. Oh, be happy for yourself. I don't know. And then I called her later that week and going, Mom, what do you think about the news now that you had time to think about it? She's like, well, I don't know how that happened. I'm like, I've been married for 3 years, Mom.
That's how it happened, Mom. Do I need to go back and
I don't sleep
explain
alone,
it?
Mom. Mom. Yeah. No, that was her reaction. There was no happiness. So then it was like I didn't talk to her my whole pregnancy. And then when it was time, I was like, Mom, do you want to be in the delivery room? She's like, no. That's you and that's you, right? That's. And I was like, okay. Mom's just weird. I don't know. And then she met my daughter at 3 days old, and that was a mistake because my mom held on to a grudge for the rest of her life against me. She came over, and because my in-laws were so excited for their first grandchild, they showed up unannounced. Didn't know my mom was there. They just showed up and brought one of their friends, be like, this is our grandchild. That was my mom's time. And because my
Yes,
mom smoked,
yeah.
I asked her to put a blanket. My mom never believed in secondhand smoke. Ever. And I couldn't have opinion on that. Even as an adult, like I knew my place with my mom. Like you
I do
just
too.
shut up. Do it. And so I'm like, Mom, this baby has never been around smoke. Please put this on if you hold her. And so she had to, but apparently I asked in front of people. Embarrassing. But my mom never talked to me about how horrible it was. During that time, she only saw her one other time at 1 month old. And in 6 months, she was gone out of California to Texas, didn't tell me. Her phone was disconnected. I called her for her
Wow.
birthday because my daughter was born September 17th. And March 19th is her birthday.
That's our stepson's birthday.
Yeah. I called. Her phone number's disconnected. Waited 2 weeks, and I got a phone call from her. I moved to Texas.
Thanks, Mom.
I had a brand new baby.
Yeah, thanks, Mom.
What the hell? What the hell? I didn't see her for 9 years, and I saw her less than 24 hours in Arizona at my aunt's memorial. It was the weirdest memorial. It's just people come over, and we're not even going to talk about our aunt or anything. But my mom came in, met my daughter who was 9.
Wow.
And took some pictures, left my daughter alone with her and my uncle and her brother, her younger brother, and me and my husband went out for coffee just for a little date, and then came so they would have alone time, and then came back, and then at age 12 was the last time my daughter met my mom and found out exactly who she is, because my mom started getting really sick but wasn't telling me. Someone told me, your mom's not telling you the truth. She's seriously sick. I think you need to get out here. And that was in March of 2021. I went to her doctor appointments, found out she had stage 4 cancer.
Yeah.
And 3 months to live.
She had it everywhere, didn't she?
She had it everywhere.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
And she had it obviously in her chest. It was,
Yeah.
I could not believe. My mom was like, no, that's nothing. What are you talking about? And I couldn't be negative either. You're being pessimistic, Keilah, or Sarah. Just go away. And then I had all these pills and all these times and keep this log, make her food, make, certain pills. So many pills. And it was like, here's your coffee, Mom. Here's this. Do you need anything? Do you need water? Give me my cigarettes. Here's your cigarettes. And I even mentioned, I was like, because you have lung cancer and breast cancer, because I guess one can't go to the other, but the other can go.
One can go to the other. Yeah.
They did a biopsy during that time that I was there, 2 weeks, and it's separate. One's going to kill her if not the other. So she only has 1 month chance to live. And I'm just like, this is really sad. I had back surgery 7 months before this. I had to get a fusion. So I'm not healed. I'm not cleared from the doctor, but they knew it was serious.
Yeah.
Because my mom was dying, and they gave me enough pills to be on the plane for muscle relaxers because they knew I could not handle it. Right. And so I'm trying to do everything for my mom, but lay down most of the time because, I mean, they cut everything. You have no pelvic floor anymore. You don't have anything. So I had to wear diapers. I had to take care of myself. I had my 12-year-old daughter's there.
Yeah.
It was like she did not even say hi to my daughter for the first 24 hours. Didn't acknowledge her.
So where do you think that came from?
She just was like, well, I'm fine. I'm like, Mom, something's seriously wrong. And then when we went to the doctors, my mom tells the oncologist she's getting a second opinion.
More of a control issue.
Yes, I turned white in her wheelchair because she can't walk. She starts tapping and singing while she's wheeled out. Like, she got the worst news possible.
Yeah.
Worst outcome. And
that's a trauma response.
Yes.
To her. Yeah.
Yes. And here, I guess, when I stepped out, because the other people were there that was taking care of my mom 2 months before I got out there, because they were only there to help the farm animals, because my mom had a farm. They looked at her and was like, something else is wrong, and started taking care of her too. And that's when they were like, get a family member, because my brother and her didn't get along at that time, so they stopped talking to each other. So she didn't even know the lady taking care of her didn't even know she had children until she started mentioning me, because I was trying to figure out what the heck. And they're like, oh, this is just my daughter on the phone. It's like, you have a daughter? Found me on Facebook and was like, dude, she's lying to you. Get out of here. So here I'm like trying to take care of her. Everything else in my life is just up in the air. And my brother lives in the same town as her in Texas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This was the difficult part for me.
I knew I needed to do the right thing because my mom wouldn't have told him.
Yeah.
And he would have died without knowing.
Yeah.
So I, as the baby sister, wanting to make everybody happy, but also you need to know the truth. Why are we pretending? I was like, we get into the car and I said, Mom, where does Jacob live? She's like, what? I was like, Jacob needs to know. Even if you're getting a second opinion, Jacob needs to know what's going on. So she gave me his address. We drove right over there from the appointment. I knock on his door. I have not seen him since I was 20. Last time I saw him, he was admitted into a psychiatric ward in St. Helena mental hospital on the B side, and they wanted to get him to the A side. I had no clue what was happening, but my mom was like, you need to go see your brother. That would make him happy. So I did, because my mom requested it. So here I'm still doing weird things.
Trying to please.
Yes. And I'm such a people pleaser because I just want happy. And I want you. Yeah. So I knock on his door, and the first he sees my face, and he's like, whoa, because I'm in Texas. Like, I'm supposed to be in California. What am I doing here? And I'm like,
I was here. I wish I would have known you. You could have stayed with me.
I knocked, and I was like, it's bad. Those are the first 2 words. It's bad, because I'm like, I know me and you don't have a connection. I don't want a connection with you. The mom's in the car, and she's dying of cancer.
Yeah.
And so he gets in the car and starts holding her hand. my mom does not like to be touched, but apparently my brother can hold her hand. They can have conversations. I'm like, she's a human? Because she's so mean to me. Mean to my daughter. My daughter's at this time, every time appointment, she's living her best life because I just buy her snacks. I'm like, whatever you want. Because
I would
she's listening to my mom yell at me all the time.
Journey it. I'm not. Nothing compares to you. I mean, what's yours is yours. But I believe that the saying is true that mm, mothers love their sons and daddies love their daughters. And I'm not saying, I'm just, that's the old, I guess in the South or whatever you want to call it, oh, that's a mama's boy. That's a mama's boy. I would say my boy didn't, he don't know how to cut the umbilical cord because he would never move out. Just, you know,
Yeah.
with the degree of narcissism going on there.
Oh, my mom flat out told me she didn't worry about me. If I walked into she told me when I was 15, if I walked into a dark alley and was attacked, she would feel sorry for the person that decided to attack me.
Yeah.
The
You
way
did not deserve that.
No, because I'm like, what? That is the weirdest thing to say. Like, even when I was 15, I'm like, well, thanks. Like, that's not, I don't want to be attacked. Why would you say that? Why would you think someone's going to attack me?
Yeah.
Why would you care about them? A stranger. And so my they came up with a plan without me. I just wanted him to know that, hey, this is what's going on, because my mom wasn't gonna appear weak. You don't appear weak.
Right.
You
No, because no. Narcissism.
no
I'm sorry.
no
Narcissism. No. No. If somebody feeling sorry for you, oh,
no, and that's why both of them would look at me like, why are you crying? Why are you appearing weak? You're supposed to be strong. Why aren't you capable of this? And it's like, okay, I gotta be strong, but I'm crying at the
gaslighting,
same time.
gaslighting.
And so he meets my daughter, and he was shocked because my daughter looks exactly like me. He's like, you look like Sarah. And he would just stare, and he would say some really odd things. And he's like, Mom, doesn't she look like Sarah? And just like, what is happening? And then, so he only met her one day, and I did not like that weird connection.
Right.
And my daughter's just like, okay, Mom asked me. And I was like, oh, I hate this. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. This is the weird family that I have, and I've been trying to tell you for the last couple of years since you were 9 and you got this attitude that you have it way better than I ever did. And she was witnessing right there the oddness, the strange. No. Just what happened next. Oh, before we found out her diagnosis, I kept having to take walks because I could not stay in one position.
Oh no, yes. Are we going about the neighbors?
The dogs.
The dog.
God, this was.
I was mortified.
I still cry
I was
over
mortified.
what was said to me and not said to me. And
Ah,
my daughter heard the whole thing. She's like, that is not a grandma.
yeah.
She flat out said, that woman's evil. And
Always listen
even
to
to this
children.
day, at almost 16, she's like, your mom was evil.
So I look at it like this, Journey. Okay, so I'm gonna pause. Okay, so I'm writing down right
It
now.
gets worse now.
Writing down
Oh, sorry.
dog. No, please do not ever apologize. Do not ever, because there's some people that. So look, so we're at the dog, and I know your story, and to do you justice, I'm going to ask you if you would like to come back on with me tomorrow morning, tomorrow, if you don't have plans to finish the second part, because the second part needs to go from there on.
I know the 2 weeks
Yeah,
was
so
straight
that's
up hell.
yes. And we need to you need to talk about it. And I want to do you justice and be fair to you. You've got a lot of people over here in this chat, and you can see the chat, correct?
No.
Oh, you can't?
I
Okay.
know. I have to click on it and then open it back up.
Okay. So let me say my part first. I've heard your story. Your story broke me. Um, but nothing that happened, you you did nothing wrong. You did nothing to pull this in. You did nothing. So these and you told me, this trauma's coming out, and you've got to talk about it. You've got to get it out. You can't just leave it in there. It festers and festers and just it's a ticking time bomb. I'm not here, but I'm no way disclaimer, so I don't get shut down on YouTube. Not psychoanalyzing. Not I'm giving my personal opinion. Okay, there we go. We I had to stop that. Okay, so okay. So I learned a few things. I've been through CPTSD. I've been through the same thing from child to say. Um, I'm a paramedic, and now I work. I mean, I'm still a paramedic, but I also now have my facility to help people with mental illness and my hospice patients have a place to live. And I have to come to terms with some things. I'm in therapy 3 times a week, because I have a lot of trauma. The one thing that I asked my therapist I wanted to start doing, I was doing EMDR, and you can't interrupt that process. And my insurance decided, and I think it was just a meant to be thing because my insurance decided to drop for 1 month for no reason at all. There was no reason for it, and it picked right back up. But we don't just do that with EMDR. But then I found out now about the art, the accelerated. Um, it's a art, what it's called. It's the accelerated uh, trauma response therapy. Is what it is, and it actually sometimes all it takes is one session, and it's so much quicker than the weeks and weeks of the EMDR. But I thought that was amazing about art. That's what it's called, ART. And there's some things I want to share with you from there, and I will do it. We can do it just you and I, but there's some things I want to share with you just so you have the resources. But I wanted to also let you know that, and I don't know if you're a member or not, or if you even knew about this, but that I'm trying to get to where it's at. Sorry. Our Facebook group, because we never leave anybody. Kathy Ann, you can put the link up, correct? And then I'm going to get to the chat. We go from we do this with the topics and with our our guests on here, with each other, but we don't leave you hanging. We do not leave you alone. Once you when you get off this, we usually do a phone call follow up, and it's just as friends, and then we also on our Facebook site, our Facebook group, which is very private too, and it's a zero tolerance. Nothing gets out, but we have Dr. Gretchen is in there, and she has interactive chats. We have specific chats for specific issues. We have the general chat. You can talk among peers they going through the same or have been through the same things. And I find that the way that it works, and then usually we have a Zoom meeting 2 or 3 times a month. Like everybody that wants to can get on the Zoom, so we can actually all see each other face to face and talk it out. And just peer support, and
Wow.
everybody just does what they, says what they need to say, but they're heard and seen. So we're not going to just drop you here. We're not going to just leave you here. And I'm never going to do that because now I've got your phone number and you're not getting rid of me that easy. But just saying.
Thank you.
Because I just think you're one amazing, strong individual that you've come this far. I mean, the hard days are there. I mean, what do they say? You know, the hardest day was yesterday.
Yeah.
So you've made it to here. And I believe that everything that you went through your whole life built you the strength to face what you were going through next. And then that strength that you learned and that grew inside of you as you went through that next week made it you strong enough to go through the next week.
Thank you.
And you have built that strength every day of your life. And so all the strength now you're building is for the next thing. And I'm very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm very proud of you.
Just one second. Can you hand me that charger? My thing dropped to 8%.
Oh, okay. Go
Not
ahead. And
charged.
I'm going to go way back here because I know there was a lot of, I know that we did some and then we, let's see.
That one works. This one's not working.
Okay. I don't know how far back to even go up.
This is
Susan. Oh, hey, hello.
Hello.
So Susan, this was way back a little bit ago, so I'm probably way behind.
Gosh, I still cry because you said I love you.
Yep, she loves you. And you know, I'm going to tell you that they will tell you on here my worst. I cringe at I cringe at it. The parasocial relationship word. I cringe at that word. I despise it. And the reason is because just the few places that I go on YouTube, there's sincere connections. And connections are very important.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
and these connections that we're making, I understand some of the parasocial, you know, the move. I mean, you meet somebody else. But these are my constant people. These are my chosen family, and you become part of that.
Oh, thank you.
And it's just that's the way it is. And I mean, everybody that's in here, they're here for you because they believe in you.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
And we don't say those things like parasocial relationships. We have a friend. We grow connections and we grow friends, and that's just the truth. That's for you from T.
Thank you, T. I know we only met 2 weeks ago, but I feel like she's a sister.
She's a badass. I love her.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's a badass.
She is. Thank you.
Let's see. Let me go down here. I didn't have anybody back here anymore helping me, so I'm trying to grab this. Oh, I just saw that Indigo. I'm sorry, I just saw it.
Sorry, John. I did not mean
to. No, John knows when everybody in this channel knows they back out. If it's too much, too close, they back out. Take care of yourself and come back when you can. He's not gone for good. He's my mod. Okay. But thank you, Susan. And there's from Indigo. Oh, I think we already have that, but I want you to read that again. Please.
Journey, your situation with your brother is what happened to me when my bad ex assaulted me. It's not your fault.
Repeat that again, Journey. It's not your fault.
It was not your fault.
I mean, I just want you to say that to yourself. It is not your fault. Guilt.
It was not your fault.
It was not your fault. Guilt is a useless emotion. It does nothing but take away your days here on earth. Make them sad. You can't go back and change what happened in the past, but you can start now to make a brand new beginning. Uh, and I like what Blake said, to allow yourself to just exist. And he's so wise. I love you too, Blake. Read this again.
Dear little journey, I love you. It was not your fault. You are worthy of love. Take your arms and hug you. Hug.
It's not your fault. You have to accept that. I mean, you have no choice. You're so strong. I mean, you're so strong. Let's see. I'm just looking back in the chat now. Oh, Anne wrote, Blake, darling, you and your wrench are you too famous for standing up for people who need it most. Ain't that the truth? He's famous on other platforms also, I guess, these days. Following in my footsteps. And here is Journey's channel. Please go subscribe to her channel if you haven't already. You don't know what you're missing. I mean, this woman is tremendously making progress with everything she's got going on, and we're going to help her make progress on her.
Thank you.
But that is her channel. Kathy Ann. That's one of,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that was a horrible time, even with.
And but here she goes. She's always got a positive on the other side of it.
Yeah. No
And
doubt.
there's your strength. There's your strength right there. Oh, here's T.
Yeah, no, I was not allowed to feel. Nope.
And all those emotions that you're feeling now, grab a piece of paper. Just start writing. I mean, this is just one suggestion. I have ADHD. I had to stop my medications, so it's very difficult for me to journal now. But you know what? My phone has a voice memo.
Yep.
And I get on my voice and I can journal just by talking to it. Or my dogs have to hear me all day long. And now that they've learned to scream mama and they're American bullies, yeah. So I just talk on my phone and I talk. That's what actually my personal channel was Car Talk, was for my therapy. Because I was supposed to do it was a homework assignment and just evolved. So, and if I can help one person every day, that's my goal in life, to improve their life just a little bit. Now, all these feelings that you're feeling, you're allowed to feel them. And it's okay not to be okay, but then you've got to be okay.
Right.
And you can have and you're not going to get rid of them all of a sudden, but you can do those journals. You can write those letters. You can say it on your phone on a memo, and then go outside and just play it to as loud as it'll go and release it out. Just get it from in here to out here. There's more room out here. And you have lots of people standing beside you with this.
Thank you.
And here's T.
Yeah, I still have a hard time with that.
So T, I'm having a very difficult time with that. Until I went back to work. And I went in with the attitude that, and this is my therapist's words, they weren't mine to begin with, but I am the boss. It doesn't matter why I ask you. I ask you to do it. I'm the boss. I said it, do it. Those are boundaries that I now have, and I keep them. Otherwise, I'm going right back into the merry-go-round insanity chaos that never ends, and just all I'm there to do is put out fires, and I never get anything accomplished with my having to come off of my ADHD meds so I could live, so my heart wouldn't blow up, then we have a whole new understanding now.
Yeah.
Same thing with this door back here. If it's closed, please do not open it. And that's happened once, and I made it very clear that's a boundary you do not cross. I've been respected for it ever since. And at home it's the hardest to do boundaries.
Yeah.
Especially to the people that have known you for so long, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's the hardest place. No, wait. Spiders. Oh, good, Blakey Bake. Let's see. Blake had a question. That level goes beyond tough love, where they think being callous at times is more effective. How is burning an anthill downhill supposed to make it bigger?
Yeah. My mom took all the parenting style from the one that doesn't like children, my grandfather.
Oh, wow.
And so there was no understanding of a child. I did my laundry at a young age.
Yeah.
I had to take care of myself. And I was expected to have my own life young because my mom needed her young. So
Yeah.
I made everything fun. When I did the dishes, I pretend I was serving at a bar. I was like 7, 8, 9, like all these, like, we didn't have a dishwasher, kids. We didn't have a dishwasher. This was in the 80s.
I remember we had to wash dishes.
So
If we didn't do them right, my mom found any food on them. She took every dish out of every cabinet and made us sit there and hand wash them again.
ooh.
Yeah, so I learned not to do that again.
No, I made it fun. I would pretend I'm serving at a bar, and I'd be like, "Would you like suds?" "Oh no, okay." And then put it on. I made fun anywhere I went,
Right?
and I learned now, looking back, my family hated that. Hated that I was too happy-go-lucky.
But sorry for them.
Boo! I know, because my brother would be like, "Hey, do my chore," and then I would get beat up because I said no. And so I just made my space with nobody around, happy. And that's what
that's
my daughter, you make your own.
self-preservation.
Yes, because you are in control of it. You can make it whatever you want it when
That's right.
because you can't control other people. I could be controlled because I was the youngest and you better step in line. And my brother learned, hey, you better step in line, and I had to do whatever he told, because it was this weird dynamic that went into my adult.
But you're right about
weird.
You can control only what you do.
Yep.
And I had I bet I left it at work. I have all of them, but I think I left it at work. It's a little thing. It says it's a little heart. It's inside. It says what I can control, and then outside of it says what I cannot control.
Right.
And what you cannot control, throw it in, as Reese says, throw it in the gap.
Okay. Because I still had to do a lot of things that I did not want to do, or in the moment survive.
Yes. And now
on my own with my boombox, the favorite thing. I mean, I had that until my 20s.
But now that's so. I remember that, and I don't. Oh gosh, I remember them. But so everything that you've got. Okay, so there's you, and there's the things you cannot control.
Yeah.
And there's all of this, coming at you. If you cannot control it, throw it in the gap.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Reese calls it, the gap. I just say, can't control. If I can't control it, I put that boundary, that wall up.
Right.
And I do feel bad for people, especially people that I was close to or am close to, but I have the right to say no.
Yeah.
My emotional capacity has reached its limit for the week, and right now I do not have any room left. Try me again next week.
Mm-hmm.
It's
No, just
very
yesterday, I'm very lenient as a mom. I feel like any type of structure, I could be breaking her. I could be, because my mom's motto, pretty much, you need to be broken to be reprogrammed to what I want you to do.
yeah,
So
that's
my
okay,
spirit
first of all,
broke everything. And also I don't like discipline. I don't like, like you're going to do this, now you're punished, but I don't like that. Triggers me way beyond anything else. And so
um,
yesterday she came in the car angry and almost started yelling at me because she yells at me and I say, stop, stop yelling. Sorry. I know you're a teenager. But I said, I'm going to pull
whoa.
over. I'm going to let you kick you out of the car. I'm going to call your dad, tell him where you are, and you need a ride.
Give me some time to calm down.
Because we're not doing that. We're not
Yeah.
doing that. You're not getting in a car because my mom did that. The second you shut that door, you got yelled the whole way. Even if it was about work, a boyfriend, anything, it was your fault. And you're going to get yelled at. So
Mm.
I can't do yelling in the car. There's no yelling in the car.
I don't do yelling either because
You're
of
not
that.
yelling in the car. If you want to, you can get out. You're
I've
getting a different ride.
yeah, I've that's a learned response, trauma response from conditioning. And I like this, what Blake said. Children understand what adults can't, simply said. Children do. And here from Katie.
Thank you. She
Yeah.
actually.
She's I love her. um I'm just going down the comments to see. Yes, I am not diagnosing anyone. This is all my opinion and information only. That's the disclaimer I was trying to say.
Yes.
Uh, it's on our disclaimer on everything. Uh, absolutely, Blake. Absolutely. Here's the link for the Facebook group. So, um, all you have to do is go to Facebook, or you can say click on this link, or if you can, and answer the questions, and click on you agree to the rules, and uh, just the main thing is just know that that space goes nowhere. That if I mean honestly, it was there's such a zero tolerance policy that I had to kick out one of my mods from another channel for something that was no harm being done, but it was against the group rules, and we don't even let it go for that. So that tells you how serious we are about the privacy there.
Okay.
So and there's so many resources. Gretchen has so many resources there.
Awesome.
So, and I'm sorry if y'all hear the dogs hollering and they were ready to go out. They can wait a minute. Yes, Kathy Ann is a great mom. T. I think that's true, T, of a lot of things. A lot of people that they weren't really diagnosed with the correct thing to get them help with.
Right.
And some self-medicate, some, harm become, I don't know. There's just so many different things that's a disaster waiting to happen.
My mom did not have that excuse. My mom's life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was controlled. She didn't even learn to drive until she was 26 because her first husband, married right out of high school, didn't allow her to drive.
So that's where the
Didn't
narcissism
allow
started.
her to do anything. And he committed suicide in the shed in their backyard. And and realized she he was in a lot of debt. She didn't even have her own bank account, nothing. So she, from California, Napa, California, she moved to Texas, where
And you're not that wasn't
she
that far
was
from me. You
she
know
was
that.
like free. Yeah. So she wanted to live her own life and met my father and had 2 young kids when she wanted to be free. So that's why she wanted to live her own life, and she held grudges. The more boyfriends she had, just bring home. 3 months later, they move out. So it was just constant. And she wanted to live her life. She wanted to party. But she had, and it's our fault. She said twice in our lives that she wished we were never born.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you one more time.
So I'm
It
like,
was not
I'm here.
your fault. You're here for a
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
Always remember that.
Yeah.
Think
No.
of how many close calls you have come. Anybody has come. I want everybody to hear me, please, if they take anything else away today that I've said. Every single one of us here have come so close to something happening to us that we would no longer be on this earth. We are here for a reason because we're not through yet. We're still needed very much. I mean, I can't stress that enough.
Yes. No.
You're here. If you weren't needed here anymore, you wouldn't be here. So what doesn't kill you makes you stronger to face the next thing that you think is going to kill you, but it doesn't. It makes you stronger to face the next thing, and you're building armor upon armor upon honor to go through the next and the next and the next. But you know what? You're still here and you're doing it, and you're stronger every time you put that heavier armor on and walking around with it. It makes you stronger and stronger because you have no choice but to build those muscles as you're going, because it's more on, it's more on. There'll be the day, and you will know when that is, that you're going to be able to say, get, just take it all off and be able to just like, wow, I'm enjoying life.
Mm-hmm.
And that day will come when you can let little Journey know that little Journey is all grown up into a wonderful human being.
Thank you. I
And
know
that
for some reason
guilt is,
I could still make a happy place. I can get in my car, blast my music, party.
there you go. No, but that's great.
And I don't know where it comes from, but that's always been my spirit. Always.
That
Even my
comes from
daughter,
you.
like, what? Where does it
It comes from
because
you. It
it came
comes
from
from
stress,
you.
but I'm just like, let it go. Let it go.
Let it, I love Elsa. Let
Want
it go.
right. I do not want to be in that space anymore. I want to be happy.
Okay, and so here's my advice to everyone else too that's hearing this. You change only occurs when the current situation is too uncomfortable to remain the same. And it's a big, change only occurs when the current situation becomes too uncomfortable to remain the same.
Right.
That's when you decide, I don't want to feel like this anymore. And she woke up one morning and she changed.
Yep.
So thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy.
I
And
agree. This channel is a blessing. Thank you so much for this space.
oh,
Thank you.
thank you for coming on here for my heart, Susan. Yes, Journey is beautiful inside and out.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. Look,
And you don't make me cry sad. You don't. It's just
look
an
at
overall
this.
sense of love.
Oh no, I can't do that accent that T's got. So I'm gonna let you read that one.
Yes, you are bloody amazing, Journey. Thank you. Thank you, T.
Katie, here she goes. I like
Oh,
that. I like that, Katie. Oh, I like that.
may today be jealous of tomorrow. Yeah.
I always say, the only person that we need to be better than is who we were yesterday. And the only person we should be better than tomorrow is who we were today.
Right.
So, oh, let's see. Wait a minute. What are we? Kathy, what is Kathy saying?
And also,
Oh, yes, we do. We do a Zoom creators. Yes, and we need to do one of those coming up. So maybe I will get with Gretchen. No, maybe I will. And all of the creators that want to come on, we just do a Zoom call, creators call. All the content creators that want to join, because it's nice for all of us to get together just to decompress too, you know.
yes.
And yes, I agree. Ann Blake is an amazing human being. He knows I love him. Let's see. No, he's right about this. So, absolutely, Barbara.
Oh,
I love Barbara.
thank you, Bert.
Yeah, and I'm probably way behind on the comments here. I'm trying to zip through them. Yes, here's our resources. 988. If anybody ever feels that you need someone to talk to and you can't reach us, which we are always here, but if you can't sometimes reach us, I don't like to use the always and never, those extreme words, because especially with me lately, it'll show me what it can do. So, but yeah, 988. You don't even, if you want to get on your phone and just, you can go to the 988 lifeline.org, and there'll be somebody on the other end to speak to you immediately. You dial 988, they will speak to you immediately. It's not hard. All you have to do is just dial 988, and that's the mental health crisis line. I'm not gonna even try to figure out what's wrong with me today. Except that I forgot to take a bunch of my meds, and I'm going to get grabbed at by Kathy for saying that on, and Sarah for saying that on here. I'll take it later. Yes, Blake. I'm sorry. Let's see. Kathy. Yeah. Oh, Sarah. Hey, Sarah. I love her. And oh wait, here we go, Mister. I'm telling you, he's got the wisdom.
And nor does it define your journey. Your survival and ability to thrive is what defines you, and you are a badass. Thank you.
Remember that you are a badass. I'll show you what Armine sent me right before after I had my neck surgery. And I don't know if this camera will pick it up or wait.
Oh.
Can you read it?
They say God only gives you what you can handle. Apparently, God thinks you are badass.
I love it. I've already used the candle, but I'm never going to throw that away.
Mm-hmm.
Armine sent me that when I was recovering.
Oh, that's
Hey, just as I am. Hello. I'm sorry, I was way back in the comments. I'm trying to get here now. Oh, Barbara. That's really neat. Paralyzed to paralyzed. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
We're going to do part 2, hopefully tomorrow. Depending on how Journey feels, I'm going to make sure it's okay. You know, it's a lot of stuff to process, and we have to.
I can't stay in East Texas. I have to get myself out.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna have to do it and get her out of there.
Yeah, mentally it was like I need to finish my story. I know it's hard, but I can't stay there mentally. No, I made it out. I made it out of the worst possible.
But see, we have to go back to the dog because so soon as I can, when we get this, we're gonna make a plan to get her back on just hopefully tomorrow, because I want her to finish her story, because she is the dog. I was just like, oh, I was like terrified. And here you go, Kathy Ann says, it's not about what we go through, it's what we fought back from. I love that, Kathy.
Yeah. And that's what I'm I still can't process what happened in East Texas. I don't even remember the town.
I'm in
My
Southeast
mom lived.
Texas. So
It's that's the other thing. My mom never told me her address. She only gave me a PO box in Texas.
you don't
I asked
remember the
her,
town.
"Can I please have your email, or can I have your address? You will never need it. You have my PO box." And that was in a
So
different town that she lived in.
I'm trying to think of, I know that you said this. You said it on your live when you were telling your story. You said y'all flew into when you flew into Houston, you and
Oh
your husband. I
yes,
know. But you said the town there, and I was like, "That's close. That's where I'm at."
I flew into Houston, but we had to drive down. It so she lived in a town. I cannot remember where it is, but she was next to Tyler, and LaRue
Okay.
was where her PO box was. But I cannot freaking remember.
Well, you said what was our PO box
In LaRue,
in LaRue? Okay, hang on.
yeah,
We can figure that out.
that was just so funny because I even asked my daughter. She's like, I don't know. It was on Peacock Street, and I was like, what? It was? And she's like, no, the Peacocks lived on the street. And I was like, I would have remembered Peacock Street. That was amazing. So we laugh about it, but it was a horrible experience.
So let's look. So 30 from Tyler to LaRue is 30 miles. So trying to get to a map here where I can see what's there. Okay, so and how far did y'all drive from Tyler?
From LaRue, I want to say it was at least 4.
From Houston?
Because we had from Houston, 3 hours. This wasn't with you, babe.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out where we were.
I know, I'm trying to figure it out too.
When I
I'm
look
working
at the
on it.
map,
I live
I
here.
thought Houston was higher, and
There's a city called Cactus.
San Antonio
Yes.
was like, look at two. She's like, we don't know where we were. we were in East Texas.
Hang on. There you go. Let's see. Figure this out. Okay. So LaRue, Texas. Here we go. So LaRue is like in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
For sure.
So she lived around there.
She lived right like next to LaRue.
Okay.
It was like 15, 20 minutes away because I had to go, figure out and close her
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, we were somewhat by the ocean.
There's an ocean?
No, there's a lake. There's lakes. So there was by a lake.
I mean, by the Gulf of Mexico.
Houston?
No,
We were never in Houston.
No, that's a little. That's up. I'm on the Gulf, straight
Okay.
down. Now the Sabine River is
I meant vaguely.
over.
We had a house in Bedford. It's between Fort Worth and Houston. That's where I went to kindergarten.
I went to Arlington for a little while. So you have. I'm looking because there's Fosterville. There's Fincastle. There's.
Do you know?
Oh,
No.
Where what?
Baxter.
Mm-mm. It was right next to. Was it Tyler?
Where? What?
Where my mom lived.
I don't know. I just know we were in Shreveport for the.
I know. The flight plan was insane.
That's the only thing I know.
That's okay. There's so many little towns. We'll find it. I just wanted to see if I could find it for you really quick, but we'll talk. I'll find it for you.
Yeah, LaRue in her town. She lived in the country, like
Okay.
country. That's what,
Hey, I'm on the Gulf. I'm right on the Louisiana Texas border, down at the Gulf.
yeah, we had
So
uh,
I got to catch up
Caitlin
here.
and I flew into Shreveport,
Tyler is by
Drove.
Dallas.
drove through the border, the border,
Yeah,
Texas.
that's the border.
Yeah.
Absolutely, T. I can't either. No, I cannot do that, especially not on my ADHD meds. Uh, oh wait, Blake said, I told Keilah that this the first time we connected, and I want to share this sentiment with you too, Journey. You are a survivor, you are a warrior, and fear is the mind killer.
Thank
He's
you.
so true.
Man, like
Kathy
you look
Ann.
really young. You're
He is young. Look,
on years.
we call him the wise young man. He's 25.
Yep,
And
definitely.
he has so
Young.
much wisdom. He's an old soul.
Aw.
Kathy, you did the right thing many, many times. You have nothing on your plate on that front, Mama. You survived and thrived. Be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. Kathy, thank you for saying that.
Thank you.
And here you go. Look at this, Blake. I'm proud of you too.
Oh, Blake. Yeah,
And
no.
Barbara says,
No.
I'll start journaling with a to-do list. Sometimes that's all there is, and I'm okay with trying. That is absolutely correct. Making lists, because OCD usually comes with ADHD. Once you get the ADHD under control, and then you got to have your list. So that's absolutely beautifully said.
Awesome.
Sarah, let it be safe and give permission to your feelings for them to exist. There you go. Katie, she's so sweet.
Thank you. Kate.
And then this is T's channel. Everybody, please go subscribe to her if you haven't already. She's doing amazing things. Let's see. Oh, I like that, Blake. I like that. Every time I need a place to start when I journal, I start with this. It's been a while, but here I am. He's so profound.
Yes, that's amazing, Blake. Thank you for
He-
sharing that.
Yes, learning boundaries. See, yeah, absolutely. But I'm learning that the hardest step is the first one that you enforce. After that, it becomes simpler. I never thought I would say that. And Hermina, if Hermina was here, she would be so proud to hear me say that finally. Let's see. Oh yes, and Barbara's been doing these trauma release exercises, and I started doing them, and they work. It's on YouTube. Oh yes, it works. See, we need to get on. We need to get a channel going with this, Barbara, so we can all do it together.
No, I definitely I have visceral reactions to things, even things that I don't even realize are going on. But I pay attention to my body, especially
definitely has to
with my back and stuff. And from age 35 and figuring out everything, I had pelvic floor spasms, so bad that it was labor pains. Like I was giving birth to nothing. So we had to really work on that. And so I've been very much aware and of my surroundings and trauma. So, and that's okay, me just saying I'm from, I didn't think I was going to cry. Thought it was going to be factual. Just keep going. It affected me so much that I was like, I got to get myself out of Texas. Let's do a part 2. And then that rest of the week, I was just like, I can't stop crying.
No, we're gonna do a part 2 tomorrow.
What? I've been over it for years.
You weren't over it. You were.
No.
Let's see what they call compartmentalizing.
Yeah, especially the 2 weeks in Texas, or
Yeah, and it's okay to compartmentalize at the time when you're in that moment. But as soon as you get outside of that moment, if you you're gonna end up like I am. I stuffed so many compartments. I never wanted to bring the paramedic work home. I never wanted to bring, so much trauma.
Oh yeah.
I stuffed it all in these little compartments, and the files just finally busted open, and they will. They're going to get too full.
Oh,
And our
it's
healthy,
completely,
unhealthy bodies
yeah,
are the ones that take the punishment for it.
right. It's only been 3 years since I was stuck in East Texas, and there was it in my mind. I still can't wrap myself around it because it's like, okay, that sucked. Moving on. Like, but you really need to process it.
You do have to process it, or
Yeah.
it's gonna, yeah, it'll fester and just.
And I think that's what it's been doing, because it's like you really need to do. I don't know how to deal with it because it wasn't my decision making or anything. I just had to. I was there, and being me, happy go. Let's make everybody happy. Everybody's freaking miserable. I don't know why you have to be miserable. And then
That's, yeah.
I was left out in the cold, going, all right, I need to get home.
We always act happy as a way to distract what we crave. There's security in that. Sarah is very wise too.
Yes.
When I was recovering, you don't even know Journey. I love her accent. I love her. She's just a beautiful person. She would call me because she's in Australia, so and she would call me, and I love her accent so much, and she would just leave me voice messages,
Oh.
knowing
Yeah.
that's what I would wake up to. I mean, that's what I said, chosen family. It's little things like that mean everything to me.
Yeah.
I love this community more than they will ever know. Any of you will ever know.
Yeah. Last year, I was asked by a young 20-something-year-old, because I'm working retail now, just to get back out there. I'm like, okay, what's my next career?
Hey, wherever life brings you.
Right. And she's like, you laugh a lot. And I said, I make it. And then she's like, are you sad? And then it just made me pause, going, I guess. Like, it was like, what? And then we just started talking about life. And she's like, you laugh at everything. And I'm like, because I'm making the best of whatever system.
And that is so wonderful to hear you say that, because we all have trauma. Even if we act like we don't, we all do. Even if we don't want to come on here and say it on YouTube, we all have trauma. And guess what? We are all still here. We're all survived stuff for a reason, and we're here.
Yeah.
And we're talking, and we're actually getting it out, because like I said, there's more space out than in. And that's going to make us a better person tomorrow than we were today. I like this tea. You need to read that one.
You have a beautiful family, and you have broken the cycle. Be proud and love yourself. Yes.
Absolutely.
I definitely did not want anything that I grew up with to have my daughter or my husband to experience, because he had the polar opposite. He's the oldest of 4 boys, but his dad is very good, controlling, but it still was an intact family and no abuses, other than, strict. And so
Right.
raising her, we came together and like, we want to raise her, not so strict and not so just, broken, with anything.
And
So
that's your child, your way. A lot of the ex-Scientology second gens, third gens, they come on about raising their children out of the cult. I hear that strength in their voice, like you do. I mean, I don't even know if you can tell or not, but your whole demeanor just changed. You're talking about your children. Mama bear, don't mess with them. That's don't come. Kids are something that just absolutely.
Oh yeah, there's no way I would have put up with one yelling voice. Put your hand on my daughter. I'm coming for you.
There you go.
No acceptance. It's never gonna happen again.
And that's a boundary. And there you go.
Absolutely.
And I have no doubt what she's saying. She would hold that boundary true.
Oh, there's no way.
Yep. T said, yep, she came to the realization last year after lots of seed planting by me.
Dad wants to know about it.
Just says I am. You're 50 and never driven, really? Wow. Oh, okay. Wait, here's one from Barbara.
Yeah. I've apologized to my daughter because my daughter got mad at me once, and I was like, "You expect me to be perfect?"
It's funny how that goes, huh?
I know. I'm like, "Do I expect you to be perfect?" She's like, "Well, no," and I was like, "Then don't expect me." Mm-mm.
Right.
And then with her seeing how my mom was with me, and I was like, "Do you know now why I don't think I'm perfect and I stay humble?" Because I'm put back in the box. Oh, Susan, you are the sweetest.
Dad is mad that you were on it for long.
We're hurrying.
It's okay. He can deal with it.
He wants to talk to you about dinner.
Oh,
No, that's kind of like
whatever he wants.
I sent mine to Roadhouse, Texas Roadhouse.
Yep, whatever he wants.
That's kind of like my current situation, Keilah. I'm
He
scared
gets
as hell,
angry.
but excited.
That's why he's like, "Well, I don't want to eat without her." Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and
Oh, and
What do you want from Del Taco?
street tacos.
Street tacos.
yum.
Sometimes
Oh yes, Kathy.
I'm really
Kathy Ann is,
spicy, so I'm like, whoo.
they're good though. Kathy Ann is so right here on this part. Yes, absolutely. Yes, T, we would love you to come on. I will start planning the next one, and I will make sure that y'all get an email with the link and everything with the time, and if just be there because we have to go around when Gretchen can do it, and she's only off on certain days.
Yeah.
But we use her business Zoom so that all of us can be there, and it's really cool with the creators in there. We get to have a lot of fun just to sit and talk things out.
Awesome.
Yeah. And yes, T, I will make sure you definitely have an email. You and Journey, everybody.
Tea is so amazing. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and then here's our email. And it is so long, but when I created this email, anything with mental health matters has already been taken. Okay. So like everything just kept saying, try again, try again. So I started it out. Your mental health matters. And I said, well, let me try the number 2. Maybe that'll throw it off. And your mental health matters to us work. So it's long, but it's there.
Right.
Okay. And I knew it. I'm going as soon as I get off here. I take my meds, right? I told you. Oh, Kathy.
Thank you, Kathy Ann.
Yes, I love her. I love all
I
these.
hate making everybody cry and it about me. That's why I don't like being the patient. I'm like,
Okay, you're gonna be the cliche for me.
Mm-hmm. I don't
We're the
help
worst parents.
myself.
We're the worst patients, so
yeah. But
I see you helping yourself. I do.
I
see
know
it.
it's important to pause and
I see it, and
reflect.
yeah,
I need
definitely.
to. Because
Oh gosh, the Blake is just on it tonight.
yeah, but wow.
It's so incredibly deep. You're not judged by the height you have risen, but from the depth you have climbed. Frederick Douglass. Damn.
Dang, Blake.
Okay, wait, here you go. Susan's from Denton.
Oh, okay.
So y'all are all not far from me. Unless you're not there anymore, Susan. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get down because I know you have to go. I was so try to be
No, that's okay.
mindful.
Thank you for being here.
Sophie, I love you, Sophie. Let's see. Now they're talking. Let's see, Sophie. Yes, absolutely. This is what Barbara's talking about, the exercises, the trauma.
No, it truly does.
I really do want to try that, like soon, like tonight or tomorrow, because my physical therapy ended yesterday. So I no longer I've that's been my crutch for 9 months with this, with the 2 fusions in my neck,
Oh no.
and I don't get my therapist back. So now it's I have to step out on my own and do this. 9 months of being pushed, now I'm on my own. So it's time for me to grow my wings and start doing something that I need to do. And I have to continue with that physical therapy. Let's see. Sophie, absolutely. We all want better for our children. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's see. Yeah, I'm not meaning to skip your oh, well, see, Blake, I was fixing to be happy and click that, but you weren't talking about car therapy. Car talk. I'm just kidding, baby. Like, car music therapy is my favorite. Love nothing more than cold bottled water, favorite music on blast, and a quick drive of the night. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he was going to say he liked my car therapy. He's always there. Let's see. Okay, I think we're caught up. Finally, if everybody's still here, I think we are. Whoa! When did that turn?
When do we start?
No. This happens on a regular basis. Max, no, it's not an open forum tonight. This was a special interview, one-on-one with Journey. We're going to continue it tomorrow morning or tomorrow, and then we will. We like the open forum because people feel so at ease to come up here. Oh, you like my car talks too. But Journey, I want to thank you. I've got something for you. Okay, before we leave, mods, thank you, Blake. Hey, Miss Sunrise, thank you, mods, thank you, everybody that's stuck in here to hear Journey's her story. It's so important. It's very important to tell, and I want Sophie. We have so what she's just obviously she's got to go. She's got to run, but we're gonna get back in touch with her. I mean, I think her phone went dead too. Okay, Barbara. Yeah, Barbara, we can do that. That would be great. Let me stop this ticker because it's like, okay, there we go. Okay. All right. So, what we will do is I'm going to get with Journey and reschedule it for tomorrow. Because she doesn't want. Oh, there you are.
So sorry.
I thought you were gone.
The chat and I accidentally pushed leave.
I saw her down here going.
Yeah, my daughter's like, "Did you get out of there?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm so sorry."
So, but I'm going to get with her now. Then, as soon as we click off here, and I'm going to see if Kathy will look. Sweetheart Kathy of mine will post a part 2, and we'll do it as soon as possible tomorrow because I know that Gretchen. I have therapy. Okay, so Central Time, I have therapy from 11 to 12 Central. So
Okay.
any time after that is fine. I have from 11 to 12. I have to do. I have to get on there and do my mental health therapy.
And you're
So
2 hours ahead of me, right?
yes. So any time after that, just so if you'll let me know, so we can.
Yeah.
You just pick a time, so Kathy will get that put up quickly.
So between 9 and 10 out.
Yeah, just anytime after noon Central, because mine's 11 to 12. My therapy.
Do you want to do it as early as 3 p.m. or do you want to do a little later, Eastern time? Or wait, no, my time. I'm so confused.
I
think
don't like this.
okay. So
I
Eastern
don't like
time,
this time change. The time
yeah,
things. I always
your time. So between 11 and 12, not.
and anytime
Want
after that, I'll
to
be
do it as
right in here.
early as 1, or do you want to push
Yeah,
it?
one's fine. One's
One's fine.
perfect.
Okay.
When my time is
Yes.
okay. So 1 o'clock Central Time will be part 2 tomorrow. And because I'm not going to make Journey carry that for a week. So we're going to get that out and get her out of Texas.
Or at least, yeah, safe.
Get her out of Texas and get her. Although she does come back, but we're
Yeah.
going to get her out of Texas and
It was
give
just I was
everybody the
by
rest of the story.
myself with nothing, right? And a bad back.
Alicia's here. Alicia, she said sending love. She was modding. She was modding another channel. Yeah.
Hi, Miss Sunrise Down.
So anyway, thank you, mods, for so much for modding. Thank you, Blake. Thank Kathy, John, Ari. I know y'all had to step out, but that's our thing. If you got to step out, your mental health comes first. You come back in when you're ready. Thank you, everybody else. T, thank you for being here, Barbara, and I mean everybody that's here. Susan. I mean, I'm not trying to miss anybody, but I'm trying to get this to hurry. So I have to ask her the final question, like I always do, even though this isn't the final of the interview. I'm going to tell you, like I'm going to ask you the final question I ask every guest. If there's somebody out there going through the same exact things, or Sophie, yes, you, my love, going through the same thing that you've went through or going through, what would be your advice to them? If you could tell them anything in the world.
You create your own space. You create your own safety. And if you are stuck between really hard decisions, your safety and is the most important above anyone else's happiness.
Absolutely beautiful and perfect. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I hope somebody out there heard that, and I know they did.
Yeah.
It's absolutely perfect.
Just
Well, y'all,
hard decision. You feel like you can't make it, but your safety is more important than other people's happiness.
breath by breath,
Yeah.
breathe in, breathe out. You made it.
Yep.
And then that's just simply sometimes how you have to do it. That's okay. We are strong.
Yeah.
We are here for a reason.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm going. If you want to hang on, Journey, for just one moment, I know you're
Mm-hmm.
probably they're screaming. Thank you all. Good night. Love you all, and please join us 1 p.m. Central tomorrow for the rest of Journey's story. And I'm going to have her also give us another quick recap on. I'm just so excited about this the success that she did today. So, or was it yesterday? Or
Yeah,
the week?
yesterday, and then it's been a long time coming, but we needed to. I would have Monday or Tuesday, but yeah, no.
I'm just so excited. So anyway, okay, everybody, love you. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see y'all tomorrow.